What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 37. We started today's episode with Van der Beek coming to us and saying, "Boss, I really think if I don't start getting a regular game, I'm going to need to consider my future here." Now, we signed Van der Beek in the summer from Brighton. And I'll be totally honest here, I just haven't really been enamoured with him. Now, he has had some game time. He started a lot of games, although admittedly, to be fair, he's also had to come off the bench in a lot of games as well. I think with Van der Beek, the problem is I just don't know what his best role is. And that is the problem I have with the Dutch midfielder. There's no doubt he's got the ability. He scored a couple of goals for me in the Premier League, got a couple of goals in the Cup as well as we promote 3 of our youth players here, all with the exciting prospect tag. I would say out of all 3 though, keep your eyes on Jesse Gould between the sticks. I mean, he looks really, really good. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking long term he could be the successor for Dean Henderson. But yeah, I think for Van der Beek, so yeah, I think she's coming in April here. Oh man, April is just like, if you go far enough in Europe and the Cups as well, like April is just a month of just like, I mean, it's just catastrophic in terms of fixture congestion, isn't it? But I think with Van der Beek, the problem, I just don't know what his best role is. You know, I really don't, because, you know, I've tried him deeper and he's not an anchor man. You know, he just isn't. Yes, he can put a tackle in, but he's just not a tough tackling, strong, physical defensive midfielder. You know, Musrati and Manetti do that job really well. Van der Beek will never be that guy. Deep line playmaker, I think is where I've had the best success out of him alongside an anchor man. But I quite like my CM in a 4-2-3-1 to be able to go forward as well. And Van der Beek hasn't really got much pace either. Technically, yeah, again, he can pass the ball. Great vision, as we know. But I just don't know what his best role is. I think in this team as well, I just haven't been able to get the best out of him due to the tactical system. I think the problem with Van der Beek is his quality is evident, but he doesn't really fit this team. So I think for next season, I might look to sell him after just a 1 year here. Anyway, first game of today's episode on the back of the win over West Ham. 4 wins on the trot for Nottingham Forest in all competitions. We are finally clicking once again and now taking the Wolves away at Molineux. Massive game on Wednesday night. Start our run of big fixtures here in April. Took the lead through Ivan Toney early. Brilliant header. Absolutely brilliant. One of the reasons why I love Toney so much is because he's a jack of all trades. I mean, the guy is just so good. He's quick. He's got a lethal finish on him, as we know. Great target man, great support striker, but also in the air as well. I've not had as many strikers who, unless they're clearly, you know, giants, are this good in the air. Toney is 6'2", I believe. So he is tall, don't get me wrong. He's very tall, but he's not like a giant, if you will. But in the air, this guy is so good, man. His aerial ability is so good. He scored the opener. Curtis Jones got our second, so 2 in 2 for Curtis, and our 5th of the season in the Premier League. 2-0 win at Molineux, and as we stay clear of Liverpool, 9 games to go. 5 wins in a row in all competitions. The question is, can we keep it rolling? Well, let's get straight to it. Following game, Aston Villa at home, taking on, well, not Steven Gerrard's side anymore, but Villa taking us on at the City ground and a perfect start. He's going for the golden boot. Can I get him to 40? I don't think so. I'm not even thinking about it right now. 4 minutes in, 26th for the season for the shocker. Opens the scoring early. It's 1-0 Nottingham Forest. Trying to hold off Harry Kane in the race for the golden boot. And he almost made it 2-0 with a sensational acrobatic effort. Tipped over from Emi Martinez and we still lead by 1. Villa didn't really get going in the first half until their only chance 41 minutes in. And it was one of those goals where I was just a little bit unfortunate here. Jonathan David trying to roll the ball through. Deflection comes straight back to him and he half volleys the ball in. It's a great finish, but a little bit unlucky I felt there with the deflection falling straight back to the Canadian. Still, David with the goal, definitely a transfer target in mind. The Canadian makes it 1-1, and at half time we were tired, and I was thinking, okay, I haven't played especially well, but I feel like I've got the chance to get back in front in the second half, and well, this was an interesting one. Boubacar Kamara sent off for a second yellow card. Steven Gerrard saw last week when Douglas Luiz got sent off after a debatable red with Mitrovic, where once again he was probably thinking, well, this is realistic, isn't it? Yeah, Kamara sent off there. I didn't think it was a yellow card offence. A foul? Yes, definitely. But a yellow card? Not too sure about it. I think we got away with that one there, but what's that old saying? Luck will balance itself out. Yep, sometimes it goes against you, sometimes it goes in your favour. For the goal we conceded, I thought we were quite unlucky with the deflection, but for that moment there, we get a stroke of fortune, Villa going down to 10 men, and we capitalise on it. A few minutes later, Brennan Johnson pops up with the game winner as we extend our winning run to 6 in all competitions. 2-1 over Villa, and we stay in the top 4. 8 games to go. If we win 6 of them, I think, 6 or 7. 7, I think it is actually. 7 wins in a row. 7 wins out of 8, sorry. Then we guarantee top 4. Easier said than done, of course. So, following game. My maths is so bad, isn't it? That's probably not even right by quite some distance. Following game. Porto, Europa League, quarter-final. First leg here, and heading into the game after a great run of form. I was a little bit nervous. I said we can take them out, but I knew it was going to be tough. I didn't start this game off well, but our first chance fell 33 minutes in, and recently he's been one of our main men. Curtis Jones with his 3rd in 4 makes it 1-0 Forest, and we have the lead. And this was a really, really poor game as well. Very little going on, very few chances. I needed Dean to bail me out a couple of times, and in the end we scraped through with a 1-0 victory. Nothing like the first leg of the previous round against Club Brugge, where we were 3-0 up 20 minutes in against the Belgians. This was a much tougher game. You see the stats here. Created very little. Well, that goes for both teams, really. And in the end, it came down to who was more clinical. Thankfully, that was us. A goal for Curtis Jones, being one of our main men this season, and the winning run extends with a big 3 points there. The question is, can we keep it going in all competitions? Stay in the top 4 and make it into the semi-finals of the Europa League? Or with the games coming thick and fast, we keep on going. Next one, Fulham at the City Ground, back in the Premier League. Surely a banker here. And this man is just on fire right now. It took him a while to get consistent and get going, but this is his best patch of form. Curtis Jones with another 6 in 18 in the Premier League now, averaging 1 in every 3. I think it just took him a while to get familiar with this attacking midfield position, because we brought him in as a CM and we've now converted him to CAM. It took him a while to get the best out of him in this system, but now we are seeing it. He got the goal and he should have had a hockey assist with 7 minutes to go before the break. Goodness gracious me. Jadon Anthony doesn't see many minutes. He won't see many more, missing open goals like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was thinking, please, man, we're only leading by 1. Please don't make me rue that open goal miss from Jadon Anthony. Well, on the stroke of the hour mark here, as Brennan evades the tackle, we come forward once again. Curtis Jones on absolute flames lately. Scored our first and sets up our second. Lovely ball through to Rodri Brown. Great first touch. Nice little ball roll. Gets a bit of space. And it is, I think, 3rd in the Premier League this season. Kissing the turf, Rodri Brown loves the City Ground, and we're 2-0 up on Fulham. Points in the bag, and I would not rule that open goal miss after all. And in stoppage time, chance to make it 3, which we would do. Brown finds Fred, quick little offload to the shocker, and Tony, trying to keep Kane at bay in the race for the golden boot, gets our 3rd in a very comprehensive 3-0 victory. Struggled to open up Porto, but in this game here against Fulham, no such problems whatsoever. The winning run continues. The scars are raised in the Trent end. Forest 3, Fulham 0. And right now, as we stay in the top 4, keep Liverpool at bay, there is no doubt about it now. I said at the very end of the last episode, if we don't make the top 4, I would have absolutely bottled it. If we don't make it now, I've absolutely choked it. There are some difficult games to come, don't get me wrong, but this is ours to lose now. This is Champions League qualification handed to us on a plate. If I drop it on the floor, I've got no one to blame but myself. Following game though, massive one. Porto away, Dragao. Heading into this one, only leading by a goal. Amazing winning streak. But out of this streak, the toughest game we've had was that one against Porto at the City Ground. Taking on Porto. Oh my goodness. We only led by a goal in the first leg. We would have considered favourites to go through after that 1-goal scoreline, but 6 minutes in, Romario Barro has the ball in the back of the net, but it's disallowed for offside. Porto thought they'd level the tie. Instead, we still hold that slender lead. The worst possible start, still tied at 0-0. But football is a game of fine margins. On one end, Romario Barro thought it levelled the tie for Porto. On the other, Taiwo makes it 2-0. Yep, we take the lead on the night and extend our lead on aggregate. 12th in the Europa League for our number 9 in 10 games, going for that golden boot. No one scored more than him in the Europa League this season, and Forest lead by 1 and almost went 2-0 up right before the break. I knew if we get another goal, it is over. There is no way we surrender a 3-goal lead over 2 legs. Still leading by 1, right on the stroke at the half-time mark. A chance to make it 2 on the night. And we get it as well. Donny van der Beek frustrated about a lack of game time, but that was brilliant from Dutch midfielder. Bravely wins the ball back, keeps the chance alive. Quick little back heel to Taiwo. His second. Forest second on the night. We lead by 2 and 3-0 over 2 legs. To be fair to Van der Beek, I said I'm struggling to find out what his best role is, but in this game, he was brilliant, as was this man. Taiwo turns up when we need him the most. Struggled at the City ground, stumbled out of the blocks here at the Dragao, but after that disallowed goal, Taiwo bags a hat-trick. 3-0 Forest, we are into the Europa League semi whilst our clean sheet were going, and I'll tell you what, I had no qualms about it going because that was glorious. And Aki Williams smacks it in off the underside of the crossbar. The former Bilbao forward gets Porto, if nothing else a consolation, but it's Taiwo who claims the match ball and the champagne, and Forest are in to the Europa League semi-finals. The winning run extended to, what is it now, 10 games? I think 10 games in a row. We are into the semis alongside Atalanta, Inter and Arsenal as well. 2 English teams, 2 Italian teams. The question is, who will be facing in the Europa League semi-finals in one of the best runs of form of the save so far? Still in the top 4, now in the final 4 of Europe, and in the semi-finals of the Europa League, Nottingham Forest will be taking on. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Atalanta in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Inter versus Arsenal, the other tie. It could be an all-Italian affair in the final, it could be an all-English affair in the final, or it could be one from each. 7 games to go in the Premier League. We are in 3rd place. Destiny firmly in our own hands. And there is still an outside shot at the title as well. Let's keep it calm. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, where it's getting real now very soon.